Very good evening, friends, and we are back with our talk on monoclonal antibody treatment for the management of the patients with SARS-CoV-2 infections. As we all know that we are going to use this monoclonal antibody for the management of SARS-CoV-2 on the OPD basis. So we will just try to make our talk quite simple, specific when we are going to use this monoclonal antibody. First, we'll try to understand the mechanism of action without going into much of the details. Basically, it neutralizes the spike protein of the SARS-CoV virus. So this is how it works by neutralizing the spike protein of COVID infection. Apart from that, now what we have the types of monoclonal antibody that are most promising in the management of the patients with the SARS-CoV-2 infection. We have three classes of drug. One is sotrovimab, other is casirivimab, ipilimumab combination, and bamlanivimab along with itazimumab combinations. For the ease, we will be abbreviating as ST, CI, and BE. First, we should understand whom shall we begin the monoclonal antibodies. As very clear on the OPD basis, all those individuals who are having a SARS-CoV-2 positive RT-PCR positive, who are symptomatic, who has got a symptom of less than 5 days duration, the better you start, the better early you start, the better is the outcome. We can give it up to 10 days of the infection, but remember these patients should not be hypoxic. That is to say the onset of infection between 10 days, and the best is within the 5 days if you initiate with the treatment line. So this is the beauty of this molecule, and they are found to be most promising in reducing the risk of hospitalization and subsequent death in corona infections. But nevertheless, why I am going to talk separately upon the monoclonal antibody, because now we have a variance of the SARS-CoV infection and they behave accordingly. There is a variation in response, so that's we are going to talk today in today's talk. Now, before we embark upon the management using the monoclonal antibody, we must understand the variants of the SARS-CoV infection in our country. Clear? So let's see, we have these variants known to us. One is alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and now we have Omicron variant with us. So we'll just discuss about the alpha variant, which has origin somewhere in the UK, and it has got a 50% increased risk of transmission, increased risk of hospitalization, as well as the increased risk of death. And neutralization by the monoclonal antibody is very good. That is to say that if you administer monoclonal antibody to the alpha variant of the SARS, they're going to be effective. So it has got a minimal impact on the neutralization by the convalescent plasma or the post-vaccine sera of an individual. So this is something which is unique characteristics of the alpha variant. We'll talk about the beta variant. The origin of the beta variant was in South Africa. And again, I would say that it has got an increased risk of transmission. But very unique important point I would like to emphasize that there is a 40% reduction in the susceptibility to BE, that is bamlanivimab and itazimumab combination. Why we are talking about it? Because if you think of administering this monoclonal antibody to the beta variant, there is a chance of 40% variation. Dear audience, let me tell you, the citations of the SARS-CoV variant I have taken it from WHO website, so this is most reliable. So before you embark your treatment line using BE as a monoclonal, do remember that it has got 40% decrease in the susceptibility. As far as the CI is concerned, there is no change in the susceptibility. That is to say that the CI is going to work quite well on the beta variant. And very important thing, as we have discussed, there is a moderate impact on the neutralization by the convalescent and post-vaccine sera. We'll talk about the gamma variant. This gamma variant has an origin in Japan and Brazil. So again, I would say it has got an increased risk of transmissibility. But now, very important point as far as the therapeutic is concerned, the BE monoclonal antibody is unlikely to be active on the gamma variant of the SARS-CoV infection. This is very important. Secondly, as far as the CI is concerned, there is no change in the susceptibility. That is to say that you can prescribe CI in those patients who have got a gamma variant and reduce neutralization by the convalescent or the post-vaccine sera. This is also very, very important aspect we must consider. So the purpose of telling all these variants is you will come to know that all the variants do not behave similarly in terms of transmissibility, in terms of hospitalization, in terms of death, as well as in terms of response to the monoclonal antibody therapy. So one should be very well aware. As we all know, that we should be well aware in which geographic part we are treating which type of variant, and thereby we can come to know which molecule is going to be effective. We'll talk about the Delta variant. As we all know, the Delta variant has been reported to have an Indian origin. Unique characteristic of this Delta variant, it has got a very high transmissibility. There was an increased risk of hospitalization and subsequent death noted with the Delta variant of SARS coronavirus. And very important, there is a minimal reduction in the neutralization by the monoclonal antibody. So this was, impact. What we can say that the monoclonal antibody is effective against the Delta variant. This is what we mean to say. And very important point is there is a decreased vaccine susceptibility to maintain the COVID, symptomatic COVID, without significant impact on the vaccine effectiveness against the severe disease. So this is very important. What does this line want to say? That if you're vaccinated, there is a possibility that you may acquire the Delta variant symptoms, but the chances of getting serious has not been noted. That means vaccines are effective, but you may acquire the infection, but you may not become very serious. Now, third and the fourth one we are going to talk about is the Omicron variant. Please understand, the Omicron variant, which has an origin in South Africa. Now, it is prevalent in all over the world. It has got a very high transmissibility, but they are considered to be a milder variant. It does not lead to increased mortality, but still we are coming across some cases of mortality, especially in those individuals who are unvaccinated. So, increased transmissibility. Now, very important point I want to emphasize here is the BE monoclonal antibody is unlikely to be effective, including the CI antibody, monoclonal antibody, is equally to be ineffective. What is effective is sotrovimab. So only sotrovimab monoclonal antibody, as per the trials, shows that it has got a good amount of neutralizing property. So we can now say that BE and CT is not effective against Omicron, which they are effective against Delta virus. So this is a take-home message. These are the latest information we have with us from the WHO sites. So very important point. And the next point is there is significant decrease in the neutralization sera from an individual prior to the infection or vaccination. Booster may restore some neutralizing activity. So again, in short, they say that if you receive the booster dose of the vaccine, there is a possibility that it may neutralize the effect of Omicron. So this is about it. So in short, before you try to embark your treatment with any of these monoclonal antibody, just ensure which type of variant is dominant in your geographic area before you start the treatment plan. Now, I will tell you about the doses. The ST has got a single intravenous dose of 500 milligram. You can give it. CI monoclonal antibody between 600 and 600 combination. Single dose you can give intravenous. For the reasons, if it is not possible, you can give subcutaneous, but intravenous dose is found to be much more superior. Next is a BE, which is a 700 to 1400 milligram single intravenous dose is there. So what is the contraindication to the monoclonal antibody? Any past history of severe anaphylactic reactions to these agents in the past indicates that probably the individual may be contraindicated for these types of therapies. What are the common adverse effects what we notice with the monoclonal antibody? One is local injection site pain, fever, chills, nausea, some GI discomforts, allergic reactions, urticaria, angioedema. So these are the common things which have been noted with the monoclonal antibody. So in this today's talk, again I would sum it up before I conclude my talk, that the monoclonal antibody therapy is effective, but kindly ensure and just check which type of variant is dominant in your part. Very importantly, next important thing, that CI and BE, these two types of monoclonal antibody is supposed to be not that effective against the Omicron, but sotrovimab is supposed to be active. So think before you embark a specific monoclonal antibody. You have to start the treatment to those patients who are symptomatic, who are RT-PCR positive within 5 days. But nevertheless, you can give up to the 10 days. But see to it the patient should not be hypoxic. So with this talk, I would like to conclude my part 2 series on the OPD management of corona infection. Thank you very much for your kind listening.